In this video, let us start working on some clouds. So heading into Bridge and opening image 3506. Let me use my lasso tool and make a rough selection along the clouds which I want, and add that into a new layer. Let's head into the select and color range tool and start sampling the sky color. Let's sample as much as we can. Hit OK once we are happy with it. Heading over to our Refine Edge tool. As you can see that the color range tool is putting in a lot of holes into our clouds, and we'll need to fix that as well. So just hitting OK for now. Now since this is outputting to a layer with layer mask, we need to go back into this layer mask over there and paint our cloud sections back in. So using a soft brown brush and color set to white, we slowly start bringing in our cloud details. Now selection tools don't necessarily always give us the result we are looking for. So sometimes we have to go back and manually change a few things. At the same time, let me go and clean the mask as well. Same over onto the right side. Now there's a mountain underneath the clouds, so we need to remove that. And that's the Cypress Ski Resort in West Vancouver. The North Shore Mountains usually have beautiful clouds on them. Let's drag those clouds into our matte painting and make a folder for them. Here I'm going to call them BG Clouds and set the blending mode to normal. Turning on my black and white globals, let's start to transform them into place. Scale them in so they feel correct. And that's looking much better. Now we have a lot of adjustments we need to do on this cloud. So starting with the curves layer, let me start to push the values up. Taking the high point and raising it. Switching off my black and white. Adding a hue saturation layer. Going back into my cyans. And pushing the saturation down here. Now there is a lot of shadow underneath the clouds. Let's add curves. Whenever we are working with value, I just turn on my black and white globals. Now the shadow is lifted. It's working much better for us. Now the next thing we need to do is to color correct our background mountain. So going into the rocks mask, and we forgot to rename it, so let me do that as well. And let's add in the color which the clouds have in their shadow section into our mountain as well. Since the cloud will be casting a shadow on that section of the mountain. And varying my hue slightly. Going up to the rocks layer for the highlights and starting to paint some values in there as well. Now I keep sampling and switching my color just to add some more variation. Now all along this time I was again using a simple soft round brush. You still need to adjust the colors. So let me choose the right one using my color picker and paint into the BG Rocks mask shadow. Now onto the light rocks mask. Now I just sampled the color of the highlight on the cloud, and let's add it onto the snow mask as well as onto the peak, because snow ends up reflecting a lot and it would be reflecting the same or a similar hue as to what the clouds would be reflecting. There is a lot more we need to adjust onto the peak, but for starters, just adding a little bit of this color should help. Heading over to my midground, let me just turn that off and on, see if everything is working for now. Yes. So let's turn the lighting layer off, and we have to rename this one as well. That is rocks mask midground shadow. Now selecting that layer and using my soft round brush, now let's make sure that our hue is consistent all across. We start adding into the mask. Again using a soft round brush tool and sampling colors from different points in the image. Turning back my lighting on. So in this lesson, we started to work on clouds. In the next one, let us continue working on a few more.